All right, guys, welcome to the first podcast on LAV8 TV, one of many. I'm sitting here with Richie McCord and Andrew Evans. We're here live at, Ethereum Denver. This probably won't air live, but
we're here.
It's semi-live.
It's semi-live. So let's just start off in the beginning. Guys, are you having a great time?
Yes.
Yeah? You having a good time?
Yeah, it's been a great 3 days here.
Yeah. Would you say it's a win?
It's definitely a win. I think last night is a testament to that, and I think Yoshi over here should be introduced as well as part of that.
Yeah, okay. Before we get into introductions, all right, I'm going to want to get a full introduction from you. Richie, you got to tell us what happened last night and why it's an absolute W of a weekend.
Okay. We can probably cut in some video too, right?
Oh, yeah, we're going to cut in some.
Okay.
We're 100% going to cut in some video.
Yeah, great. So there's a barcade called One Up, kind of by our hotel. And we went there last year and had a lot of fun. We also went with Bob Reed last year, which he enjoyed very much. But yeah, this time it was just us gents. And they have a game there, and it's I don't know what it's called. You remember what it's called?
It was like cut the rope, but not cut the rope because that's IP. It was something like cut the string.
Yeah, I think it was cut the string. Anyways, they have poor Yoshi locked in this box, and the whole point is, you push a button, and then this little claw grabber comes out, and you push it again. These little scissors have to snip the rope, and if you do that, this thing falls. Well, not this thing, Yoshi here. I'm sorry, Yoshi, you're not a thing. Anyways, it's one of the most popular games there, and people. I don't know. How much would you say people probably have spent trying to get this guy?
Well, we talked to someone walking in to the event today, and I got a video of it, so I'm going to cut that in right here.
Uh-huh.
Richie's kind of like quasi-famous. He's, yo, did you win that at One Up? And Richie's like, yes, I did. And this guy told you, literally, right there, he's like, we spent like $40 on it.
And that's one person, and it's been in there for months.
Yeah. You just killed their revenue stream. Like One Up, we're gonna get look at the paper going out of business, and it's because they no longer have a Yoshi inside the thing.
Yeah, we're actually gonna go back today.
Yeah, we gotta check it out to see if they refilled it.
But all these people are lined up trying to do this thing. We finished, playing Super Mario Kart, and we're like, okay, it's time to go. But we have to stop at this machine again. So put in 50 cents, doesn't work. And then Jason's like, come on, man, you can do it. Just one more time.
Go again.
Yeah. So I do it again. And I'm like looking at it from the side. Because I think that's the trick. Like most people are looking at like straight down. And it's hard to get that depth perception correct. So I'm looking at it from the side and I do it and it snips it and Yoshi falls. And I didn't really understand because the door didn't open, so I'm like, did I win? I don't know. Like, what's going on? What is the next step here? And then Jace is like screaming. And
The place erupted, Richie.
Yeah, they erupted.
Absolutely loved the fact that thing dropped.
yeah, so everyone is like shouting and cheering, and the guy comes over eventually and like manually opens it up, pops the door open, and I'm like holding it up, and like everyone's like yelling. And then people are asking to take pictures with me, and it's like, what is going on? What is this? And now we have Yoshi with us, and I honestly don't know how I'm going to get him home because he's gigantic.
I would say like this is like not even your 15 minutes of fame. This is going to be like your 3 days of fame. If you keep on walking around with this thing, like everybody's going to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people have asked me for him too. He's not for sale.
All right, so question. All right, we're going to do some intros real quick. Richie, since you were speaking, we're going to go with Andrew first.
Sure.
Andrew, who are you? Tell us about yourself. What are you doing here at ETH Denver?
Well, thanks, Jace. I mean, I'm glad to be here. Second year running with you guys. I'm very happy to have that invite every single year. I have kind of like a sales marketing background, but I've always kind of been a pocket degen, I guess, in a sense, right?
Yes, you have.
2014, bought my first Bitcoin, and from there it's kind of been a wrap, right? It's been just deeper and deeper into that ocean.
So to give you guys some context, hey Andrew, tell them how you describe how you purchased your house. Like what is the tagline you use? It's the house that
It's the house that crypto bought because
I thought it was the house that JPEG's built.
no. That's another story. That's the Airstream trailer that we bought
got
for the
it.
business.
Yeah. Got
right?
it.
That was the Pixel Monkey, right? My wife actually lost her mind when I told her that that I spent $1,200 on a picture of a monkey, but then two, in like 4 months
By the
later.
way, I can't believe that. $1,200 for that?
Yeah,
That's great.
I ended up buying that Bored Ape maybe like 2 or 3 days after mint, right? So it minted out. It was kind of a thing. Jace, I was in one of your chat groups,
And you told me to buy it, and I didn't do it.
You know, I honestly don't even know who was saying to buy it, but they're like, "Look at these, let's buy them," and I'm like, all right, $1,200, let's do it. Why not?
Yeah.
I've done worse shit, right?
And before that, sorry to interrupt, were you buying NFTs? Or was that like one of your first?
That was probably honestly my first NFT that like I purchased, right? Like probably like a month earlier, Taco Bell came out with this crunch wrap mint
What?
claim thing. No, Taco Bell had this like free NFT thing, right? If you went and claimed it. And I remember like sitting, I couldn't get the MetaMask to work. And then by the time it worked, it said success, but then the transaction failed. And I was so pissed.
Yeah.
And I went like, I actually screenshotted that. That was my first NFT because I minted
Yeah.
my failed attempt at doing an NFT. And I'm like, this is bullshit, right? Like,
Yeah.
this is trash.
Yeah.
And then like a month later, someone's like, mint this monkey. And I'm like, all right, let me figure out this OpenSea thing. I'll buy this monkey.
Why not?
My wife lost her mind.
Of course she did.
$1,200, right?
Yeah.
But 4 months later, when I sold it for $26,000, she double lost her mind, right?
Yeah.
Like, why would anyone pay for that? What is this? Definitely thought it was drug money.
She did. She had to. Wait, didn't your actually? I remember this. Didn't your bank like at first be like, no, we can't take your money?
Yeah, I actually had a problem like cashing out through Coinbase into like Bank of America and then going to like withdraw the funds because
Yeah.
they were like, well, where'd this money come from and what are you spending it on?
Did you have to like go into the bank or call them?
No, like I had to go into the bank, right? Because I mean, like, so I bought the Airstream trailer, but they're not taking debit cards for those things, you know. It's 1968, right? It's old, right? So it's kind of like a cash deal. So like when I went in to take out $12,000 to buy this trailer, they're like, "Where'd the money come from, and what are you doing?"
Yeah.
And then they looked at me really weird when I said that I was buying a trailer with money from a digital monkey.
Yeah, they totally watched.
That's weird.
Yeah, they watched Breaking Bad like that day. They're just like, we know what's going on here.
You live in the desert.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, just living out in the boonies.
Yeah, you have a Jesse Pinkman vibe. I can kind of see it. Yeah, it's just right there.
It's the Wild West.
All right, Richie, tell us about yourself. What's your name? What do you do? And tell me about your ETH Denver.
Sure. My name is Richie McCord. I am the founder and CEO of a super app, mainly social-fi, called Cafeteria. We've been going for about, 2.5 years now, but really cranking things out this past year. I want to go a little bit back in time, like when I first got into crypto, I think I should start there. 2014, I'm on Reddit, and I see this Dogecoin community, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
I've heard of Bitcoin. I think I was playing Eve Online, and people were talking about the whole Bitcoin pizza thing, and I'm just like, that's weird. I don't know if I understand this. How old was I? I was probably like, I don't know, my early 20s. I couldn't fathom, like, okay, well, you have money and it's digital and there's ledgers and blockchain and stuff like that. It just didn't compute. But what did compute is community. And so when I got in the Dogecoin community, that's the first cryptocurrency that I bought. And I loved it. Like, everyone was super nice. This was before it was like worth anything. Like, 1 million Doge back then was, I don't know, like a couple $100 or something like that. So everyone had millions and people tipped. It was awesome. It was great fun. And I think I started to get really hardcore into it. Should I talk about the lawsuit?
I was literally. It's in the back of my mind. Can I bring up the lawsuit? Maybe
mean,
you don't. Maybe you don't say who it was. It would just say it was
It's
like
Kanye West.
Oh God. So, okay, Richie has a lot of crazy stories. All right, I would say this isn't definitely in the top 10. But Richie was sued by Kanye West. You want to talk about why?
Okay, yeah. So again, I'm really into the Doge community. Um, and I was an anonymous poster at the time. I was a true degen, before the term really came out.
You were a meme lord.
Yes, yeah, meme lord. Um, and then someone came up with a coin called Coinye, and this was like after
Kanye?
Coinye, yes.
That's beautiful.
And this was like after the whole South Park episode of Kanye, and
Fish sticks.
yes,
The fish sticks
yeah,
episode.
yeah, exactly.
Got it.
Um, and they were basically kind of alluding that Kanye was behind it, which he wasn't. It was just a satirical coin, but I go hard in the community, and Doge didn't really like it. I didn't like it. So what I did was, before they could really market themselves, I bought as many domains as possible. I think I had like 30 or 40 domains with Coinye in it, so no one can capitalize on the coin. There's like Coinye Wallet, Coinye Exchange, as many as possible. So then I'm like, yeah, haha. I set up web pages for all of these domains, and I put a picture of the Shiba Inu dog on them, and it was just like LOL much community or something like that. I can't remember what it was. All is fine, right? A few weeks later, I go on a trip. I'm in another country, and a couple of my friends are like, "Bro, your name is like in the news." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And so I got sued by Kanye's lawyers, and what they did was Kanye subpoenaed the hosting company because I signed it up as an anonymous person, but since they got like a court order, they got all my information, my home address, which was my mom's, and my full name, and it's like in this court document, public online for everyone to see. And I'm just like, holy mother of Jesus, what do I do? I don't have any money. I'm buying meme coins. Like I'm poor. Like I'm just a kid in community college, up against this billionaire tycoon who has a massive legal team. Anyways, I'm scared shitless. How do I fight? A meme lord fight against Kanye. So I reached out to ETF, no, not ETF, EFF.org, and I'm like, bros, please, like, can you help me? And they're like, we can't actually like help you with a lawyer, but we can, um, you know, put your name out there. So this lawsuit started to catch steam. It was like in the news and stuff like that. They helped a lot. They actually helped me get a lawyer. She was in San Francisco, really great gal. Um, and we went to head with Kanye and eventually settled. Which I
For how
mean,
many Dogecoin did you settle?
let's face it. Like what I did is not illegal. Um, I think partly in the beginning of the case, they were arguing that I was actually the CEO of Dogecoin, and I'm like, what? No, dude.
Nah, dude.
Yeah. No, and so at the time, like, so I was making YouTube videos and stuff. Like, I had a alternate personality. I'm not going to go into that, but so I was making these silly videos, and I asked my lawyer, like, can I make a video as my character to Kanye? And she's like, do not do that. Yeah, no, it was a very stressful thing for me, but it was actually awesome, and I don't regret anything. And I'm not legally allowed to like talk about the settlement, but
Yeah, well, just leave it there.
Yeah.
Just leave it there. Just because apparently he looks. All right. He is scouring the web.
If you're watching this, I'm not sorry.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Just throwing shade at ye. All right. Well,
I mean, I respect him as an artist.
Yeah.
In the end, it was fine.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So we have notes. We have topics we're supposed to cover. Like, what's the next?
Oh gosh.
How do you even follow that up?
Okay, wait. Let me zoom ahead a little bit here. Okay, so after all that, started to get really into crypto.
Okay.
And then 2017 comes along, and I'm like, this is really interesting. Before that, I'll just dive a little bit into my background. I've been in content, filmmaking, video productions, graphic design, web design, like all that stuff. And I worked at eBaum's World for a good stint. I learned like how not to run a company. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna be the one that edits
We're just
this. By the
stoking
way,
the fire today.
I feel like the camera's gonna slowly drift right over to Richie, and then it's gonna just punch in on his look just then.
This is Richie Tells All. That's
Yeah.
really the name of this one.
Yeah, AMA. So always interested in video and community. 2017 came along, and I started to get really into more than just meme coins like Ethereum and Bitcoin, and really looking at the fundamentals and utility of it, and really liked it. Then this project came along called Kin.
Oh God.
Yeah. So Ted Livingston, the creator of Kik, that chat app that some people use, but
No
back
comment. No
Yeah.
comment.
back in the day, like 2005, it was like the chat app. Everyone used it. So he did some really cool stuff with that. But what I thought was really interesting was, okay, you have a cryptocurrency, and it's in a real app, a Web 2 app, and you can give crypto as like a reward, for engaging with the community or tipping for, I don't know, well, whatever you want really. It's up to the user. So I'm like, wow, this is like the first cryptocurrency that I believe has like a real utility. So I started to buy some, and then on Reddit they were doing a developer contest. They were asking people to create apps. And there's a help wanted sign, and I signed up to be the brand guy, the graphics guy, develop the app. So we came up with this app called Kinney, which was one of the first tipping apps to get approved by Apple at the time, where you could tip Kin across socials, Reddit, Twitter, then Discord and whatnot. And I got addicted. Like, to build an app, like,
Richie got addicted to something.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
yeah.
Oh my God. There's the headline. Richie McCord got addicted to something.
Like,
No shit.
I fell in love with creating UI, UX. There's the term "fake it until you make it." I sucked as a graphic designer. I was doing it as a hobby, and now I had to do this, and impress people that have been in the business for a long time. I tried as hard as I could. I practiced as much as I could. I watched YouTube videos on graphic design. I mean, I dabbled with Photoshop from when I was like 13 years old, but it was just like for fun. I noticed a huge improvement over like a year. And we started, winning contests and stuff. We were one of the first Kin developer apps approved. And I became also addicted to Kin. Yeah.
That's how we met, actually.
Yes, it is how we met. So I met Jace in Los Angeles in
2018.
probably 2018, and like we became best friends like instantly.
Yeah, pretty much instantly.
Yeah.
But little side note though, because if you're gonna tell how we met, we gotta talk about how we met. Because this is okay. I'm gonna set it up. I'm gonna tee it up. I'm gonna let him take it home. All right. I was thirsty for Andrew's drone content. All right.
He was deep in the DMs.
I was deep in the DMs, bro.
He was definitely sliding into the DMs.
Yeah. I was like, yo, like, I know this is weird, but your drone content is fire.
You know, though, like early on, like there wasn't that much drone photography, right? I mean, I think we were both very early adopters, kind of getting into the drone flying. I mean, I had a Phantom as my first drone. Then I had like a 3DR Solo.
The Phantom 1?
Yeah, like the Phantom 1.
Dude, we were so early.
Yeah.
But so early.
The flying brick.
It really was. I mean, like you would put a camera up and just hope that the video content came back. And then like the Phantom 2, you had one that had like an RF feed. Yeah. But like the second you like accelerated your copter, it like fizzled out. And you had no idea like what you were looking at. And it was just kind of...
And the blades would get in the shot.
No, terrible. Before like ND filters came out for drones. And,
oh, I remember that now. Yeah. Yeah, you had to get lucky.
Yeah. You had to like buy them and like tape them on or like zip tie them on.
Right. Yeah, like the first ND filters, I mean, you were really buying like camera ones and then like retrofitting it to like fit on your GoPro. Because like GoPro was the first camera that went up on the drones. You know, it was so janky, like duct taped together. Shots were beautiful, but like the actual drone itself probably looked like a flying bomb.
Yeah, it did.
And nobody liked them. They were loud. It was just obnoxious.
There was the flyaways too, like in the beginning.
There were flyaways, and I actually had a flyaway. This was before there was a no-fly zone in national parks.
That's right.
But I had a flyaway in the national park, but I had like my phone number on it. Like I was so upset that this happened. I was like, oh, this was going to be a great shot. And then I get a phone call like 3 weeks later. Some guy out in like Las Vegas, he's like, I found your phone number on this thing. I don't really know what it is, but if you want it back, let me know and I'll ship it to you. And I'm like, holy hell. And then, you know, we talked for a while, but I found like he found it like half a mile away from where I was flying. So like this thing just completely went rogue. And
how like fudged up was it?
It was fine. The drone itself was fine. I mean, it came down and landed. Like it just literally decided I'm gonna fly home
out of
somewhere
battery.
else.
Oh yeah.
You know, it just didn't know like its GPS at that time.
It was literally like the scene from The Master when Joaquin Phoenix runs away from, you know, Philip Seymour Hoffman. Yeah, he just drone decided to go, man. Just like it's gone.
Just drone home.
When you said The Master, I was like, which scene is this?
It's the end, man. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're a little slow this morning, aren't you?
Yeah.
Too much celebration after winning our buddy over there.
I mean, there's some awkward scenes in that movie. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, very, very awkward scenes in that movie.
Are you talking about last night, or are you talking about?
Oh. I mean, I mean, as you guys know, I like to film a lot of stuff. You know, do what you want with that information. It was all PG-13. It was
just a good time.
We were just rambunctious. Like he won Yoshi, and like I don't think you guys understand. All right, like there's the clips that I probably put in here that you saw, but like the whole entire bar. Even though you're gonna see the clip, you don't understand how loud it got in there.
But not even the bar. Like when we went out for pizza. I mean, the pizza place we went to, Slice Works, right? Maybe about a half mile.
You got to drop the name for sure.
Definitely have to drop the name. Slice Works, brought to you by Slice Works.
Yeah. Put up the image here. I don't know how this works.
Just everybody like move their hands around. Yeah.
But when we walked into that pizza restaurant last night, the workers there knew about Yoshi. It's like everyone in town knows that nobody wins this game.
Yeah.
And they loved it.
They loved it. All right. Okay. We've been sitting down for like 20 minutes telling stories. We got to talk about Web3 a little bit, right? We probably should. Right?
Wait.
What? Whoa.
What about yourself? Intro.
Me?
Yeah,
this is my YouTube channel. It's going on my YouTube.
But
people know who I am.
We'll also put it on Cafeteria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, first we have to know about Cafeteria before we can put it on Cafeteria.
Yeah.
But
whoa, did you just?
I had liquid death in my mouth.
Yeah, okay. By the way, not a sponsor, but thank you, Liquid Death.
Yeah,
we really appreciate this fine, good, delicious beverage.
I've actually never had it before. It's pretty good and it tastes like water.
It does. It's nice and kind. It's nice and kind to my very sore throat from yelling about winning that Yoshi last night.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, my name is Jay Sparks. I'm the Chief Product Officer for Q Media. We're a global media conglomerate. We have offices all over the planet, mainly in the U.S., Toronto, and as well as India. I run 6 television networks, have 2 influencer marketing companies, and a gaming company. And basically, I like to degen and make products. And I'm here at this conference trying to identify new technologies to not only help me degen, but also help propel the businesses that I'm in, that I run, into the next iteration of what I believe media should be. I felt like it was a very professional answer.
Yeah, that was
is
very polished. Very
Yeah.
polished.
Yeah.
But I mean, what you're saying is true though, because it's not like we don't talk about saying like I have an e-commerce business now, right?
Correct.
Like you operate retail, right? Like I operate 2 retail stores outside of a national park, but I don't say like we have an e-commerce business that ties to that. Like it's kind of just a par for the course, right? So by seeing like what happens here at Ethereum Denver, like this is kind of the next iteration of what businesses will run on.
Correct. 100%. And one of my favorite things, and he's going to talk at large about this, and I've been planting this in his ear like for like literally years, is my favorite buzzword that's a buzzword that's not going to become a buzzword is social commerce, right?
Uh-huh.
Everybody's saying e-commerce, like you said, it's now just commerce. Well, social commerce and the idea of platform participants being rewarded for their time, their participation, and being able to utilize that within the ecosystems that they're a part of, and essentially cashing out the rewards for real physical goods is the next phase of where we're going in type of this like new monetization model. And I'm so incredibly fascinated by it. And actually that's a nice segue into cafeteria, right?
Yeah. Before I get into that, I thought you were gonna say a different word.
Well,
Buzzword.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. You say it.
I'll probably say it later.
Okay.
It'll come up.
There's a game right now. He says this one word. Like I feel like Richie has like a secret notebook.
Abstracted.
Oh God, there it is. he literally he listens to me talk and he just like writes it down and he puts it in his back pocket and we'll be doing a pitch together and he'll just bust out abstraction. I'm like, when did that enter your vernacular? And he's like, yo, dude, I got you. I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah. Cafeteria is all about SocialFi. Going back a little bit, I think it might help to talk about mainstream adoption of Web3, and I think it all kind of like merges together. Like SocialFi is a part of that, but how do you get SocialFi and Web3? Because a huge problem I see in the industry, and that's the blockchain industry, is people are making apps specifically to target Web3 users, and then they say, hey, we want mainstream adoption. And I believe that you kind of have to go the other way around. If you want mainstream users, you build a platform for them, and then you slowly onboard them to Web3. Because the other way around, people are scared of crypto. People are scared of Web3. They don't know what it is. And time and time again, projects are failing because they're scaring away the normies, and we don't want that.
Hey, Richie, I want you to get more intimate with your microphone. I want you right up on it because I want to be able to hear
Well,
that.
I don't want to touch it, but I think this is the closest I can go.
That's where you want to be, right there, baby.
Okay.
Right there. I want to hear that voice pop through.
Hello.
We want to hear that magic word.
Yeah.
Abstraction.
So Richie has a tendency to go way too ADHD, and you'll see him do this throughout this like podcast. He'll just go right here, and you'll hear his voice start.
This is my first podcast, by the. Oh, no, it's my second podcast. Lying.
This is where you live,
Yeah.
right?
I'm
here.
just gonna stick right here. I'm gonna feel like when you're getting your hair cut, and they're like, "Don't move your head." That's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm not gonna move. But yeah. Anyways.
Abstraction.
Abstraction. Mainstream adoption of Web3, social commerce, SocialFi. Going back, a little bit. There's a huge problem in the industry besides the mainstream adoption of Web3, and that's SocialFi has a lot to do with it, and that's creators getting their fair share, and rewarding users for their engagement, because creators keep the wheel moving. Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Without creators, there's no platform. And if they're not fairly compensated, they're going to go away.
Yeah. And, it's a step beyond that. And Andrew, I want your take on this as well. Is like people are starting to wake up that they're the product and that's their data, which like is actually powering it, right? So, like I want to be paid for my data, right? And people are so aware of that today. And, platforms have to account for that.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, but I think the biggest part of this, right, like from a creator standpoint, is that I don't go onto a streaming website and start searching for what to watch. If I know that Jace put out new content, I'm going to go wherever Jace put out that content. Like, I have no loyalty to whatever stream platform you decide to use. Like, I will meet you where you are, right? So, to what Richie's building and what Cafeteria is building is
we're building.
What we're building. That's right. That's right. But
yeah, welcome to the team. By the way,
No,
officially invite him.
Yes.
Tell about Andrew being on the team.
Yes. By the way, as of a week and a half ago, Andrew is officially on Team Cafeteria, and we've been waiting a long time for this. We've been building and building and building, and now it's time for him to shine with sales and marketing and all that stuff.
He's just a superstar.
He
really.
is.
Yeah. Okay, but continue.
I love Andrew.
Yeah,
I love Andrew too.
I love you.
Love you. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we should note the first time like we ever actually met, including myself, because we talked for years online. We met at what we called Camp Bitcoin, and we I don't know if people are talking to us right now, but we met at Camp Bitcoin at his house, and we had a great weekend. So yeah, this has been brewing for years.
Yeah.
But Andrew,
definitely has.
Continue about SocialFi and your belief in it. You just kind of glossed over that. It's like what you're building. No, sir.
Yeah.
What
we're building.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I guess I kind of lost my train of thought on that. But if we take it back, again, like if Jace is streaming, if Jace is creating content and I want to watch Jace's content, I'm going to go wherever Jace created that content, right? And for Jace, if he's creating that content, he wants to create that content where he's getting fairly compensated or rewarded by his community for doing so. There needs to be that vertical for that. And the fact that all of these things can happen seamlessly is a key component of that.
That's another buzzy word there.
Yeah. Is it in your book that you bought for your daughter? I wish you had that so you could just hold it up and say, what was it? A is for attestation. B is for blockchain.
Yeah.
I was memorizing it when you were in the bathroom. I was like, man, this is really good stuff. This is really
good book, right? I mean, she'll love it. She'll love it. She loves that little plush buffacorn. Like, I gave her that last year, and like that is like, how every kid has their toy, has their blanket, has their stuffed animal. Hers is a buffacorn, right? Yeah. So like, I can only imagine when she goes to show and tell and brings this buffalo unicorn with a diamond on its head into school, and everyone's like, what the hell is that? And she's like, it's a buffacorn. What do you mean? What is that?
I'm winning.
Like, in her mind, that thing exists.
Yeah. And
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what Richie's favorite stuffed animal is?
Yoshi.
You're doing great, Yoshi.
He's just adding so much to the conversation. Yeah. So, hey, Richie, real quick, because, buffacorn, right? We know that. What was your favorite stuffed animal growing up? This is unrelated to Web3. Keep it to a non-Richie link. Like, I'm talking like a quick boom.
I had a Bert doll. Like Bert and Ernie. Bert.
I like that.
Very weird. Weird obsession.
That's not weird. I like it. I was an Incerto guy. Leonardo.
I had G.I. Joes.
I like G.I. Joes. That's great.
I collected them. I had so many G.I. Joes. I didn't really have stuffed animals, but action figures.
Okay. All right. We're gonna shift gears a little bit because I actually want to talk about something that's really important to me, and you guys know I'm a super nerd about it. We're gonna talk about digital identity.
I knew you were gonna talk about that.
Of course you did. Okay. So I'm gonna go to you guys first, and I'm gonna give my probably Richie size rant on it, which is what's your thoughts? We'll start with Andrew. What's your thoughts about the importance of identity, especially moving forward into an AI age?
I mean, I think it's extremely important, and it's almost being overlooked, right? I mean, I almost think like we're kind of like humanly conditioned to think like it's okay to like expose ourselves to prove something, but like I shouldn't have to show you my license with all of my information for you to verify my age. I should be able to just say I am of age, and this is true, without exposing everything else in the process.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a follow-up question to that. I'm going to come to you, Richie. What is identity? That's very complex. There is no right answer, by the way.
I know, because there's a difference between identity and identification, right? Like the identity is who you are. That's your like biometric. That's you. Your identification represents that identity, but it's not. You, it's issued by the government, right? So
Yeah.
like your identification, which we kind of confuse with identity, right? Like, let me check your ID, right? Again, kind of the play on words here. I think that's what confuses it, but you're almost asking for permission to prove who you are rather than just proving who you are.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Richie, same question. What is identity?
I want the
Yeah.
PhD version.
That's not me. I went to community college. Probably ask my sister about that. Well, to me, growing up in chat communities and chat rooms my whole life.
ASL.
Yeah, AOL. I'm not going to go into that.
That's
But,
another rabbit hole.
Identity there is like a handle, and the way that, well, I wouldn't say speaking, because back in the day it's just about text, and chat, and your grammar and spelling and all that, and every now and then it was a picture. So it's kind of weird because if we're talking about bots and AI and stuff like that, it can be recreated. Like, so how do you prove that someone is actually real? Like, you could, go on Twitter and, be following someone, in 5 years and find out that it's not a human being. It looks like a human being, acts like a human being. It's not a human being.
Some of those AI Twitter bots are insane.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's just starting.
It's absolutely insane. But like people are coming out saying like this is an AI bot, and like I get so drawn into that because I'm like, I need to see what I'm missing here because this looks so real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, random tidbit, I think those were Secret Service agents.
I know. I just thought the same thing. I think RFK is probably about to like just
Yeah.
roll right up, and we're gonna be like, wow.
They were checking us out, and it was, I'm like, oh, like what did I do? I had Secret Service stop at my house once.
Yeah, we're not going into that story,
Yeah,
especially
well-
right now.
Yeah.
Especially right now. You're gonna
Long story.
You're
Didn't
gonna
do
simmer
anything
that.
bad.
Yeah, don't do anything bad. But yeah, back to identity.
Yes.
Yeah, and 100%. Those were Secret Service agents, and they looked at us and they're like, "Yeah, they're not a problem." They took one look at us and they're
They're like,
"Yeah, they're fine."
they see Yoshi.
Oh God.
Something is going on.
Yeah. Okay. It's either Vitalik or RFK, and it's about to go down. Or no, actually no. There's a stage event that's happening right over there. All right. Well, anyway, that's
Okay.
happening.
Identity.
Identity. All right. Identity is human, unique. All right. And it is a unique piece of carbon assigned to your biometrics. That's what it is to me.
Yeah.
All right.
Like
And Oh yeah, like a touch. And the reason why this is so important, right? And you guys already talked about it, is we're about to enter into an age where digital identities, AI representations of a human, are going to be spun up instantaneously at scale, right? And we're going to have to combat against that for a multitude of reasons, mainly towards governance, in the digital space, as well as our space, for elections and weighting of how policies are executed amongst where we live, kind of a big deal. And we need a Sybil resistant system, right, that has a foundation identity attached to it to ensure that these, governance systems can't be gamified, right? And we're now entering into a state in our humanity. If we don't address this now, we're in trouble. And as Andrew stated, and he was absolutely correct, no one's really talking about it yet, right?
No, I mean they're really not. It's one of those things that just kind of like hits everyone by surprise, right? Like no one's going to be ready. Like look at how long it took people to get real IDs from the government, right? Like
Yeah.
people still don't have the real ID. They keep pushing that benchmark further, further, further. Like
Pushing it. Yeah.
those people are going to be blindsided.
Can I
Yeah.
interrupt real quick?
I want you
Something
to.
just blew my mind.
Hit me.
You know, you mentioned governance.
Yeah.
You know, like Web3. You have a token. You can vote. Things happen. DAO. All that stuff. AI. What the hell?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. You get it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get it. And so, like, you know, you guys know what the Turing test is? Are you familiar with that?
Sort of.
Okay.
We need a full breakdown.
Oh
Yes.
gosh. Hi
You need a
guys.
Jace breakdown.
So a lot of people think I'm an idiot, and I pretend to be a lot. But like,
you are
I'm,
not an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a secret nerd.
Just give me the TLDR.
TLDR. All right. So there's this man during World War II. He's most famous for, you know, Alan Turing. Yeah. He created the machine that could essentially decode Enigma, right? And it was able to essentially help the Allies, you know, determine where U-boats were, as well as, you know, other strategies that, you know, the Nazis were trying to execute. And it essentially helped win the war. And he, you know, is arguably the father of the computer, right? The modern computer. And he basically had this test, right? He believed that one day computers would become so advanced that it would fool, you know, an average person of, you know, human intelligence. It would fool them and to believing that that was a sentient life form, that it had sentience and it had its own personality, and it would trick them to them believing it was human, right? I'm saying right now we're there. I'm saying right now in humanity, things like ChatGPT paired with, you know, 11 Labs, for example, like, you know, daisy chaining APIs together, that AI, artificial intelligence, can pass the Turing test, that people will believe they are talking to a real human being.
An instantaneous video and live streaming of a human being as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so passionate. All right. This is a plug for, you know, a protocol, Everest.org. I'm so, you know, behind what they're trying to do because I'm so fearful of that future. And to date, it's the only project that I found that could legitimately combat that and quite literally save humanity. And I'm not trying to be a doomsdayer, you know, Chicken Little, the sky is falling, but it is a true fact that if we do not address this now, that we will be in a world overrun by artificial intelligence and it determining, you know, our livelihoods. And I don't really want to be a part of that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you even look from like a social media aspect of it too, like, you know, what like the modern day influencer is, right? I mean, really, this is a huge issue even from the influencer and creator market, is the fact that you can literally just fire up an AI bot to do it, right? You can train one model to wear a different piece of clothing over and over, overlay your product on them.
Yeah.
It I don't know. It's just
wild.
kind of it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing because it looks so real. It looks so real.
Are we real?
I mean, that's another question for another time. Yeah. Because I can go deep down that rabbit hole too. But something else I want to touch on before I forget, you know, so like I'm trying to back into the Chicken Little, the sky's falling, you know, reason, which is the thing I believe in the most. And I think it's what needs to be addressed. But there actually is a practical Web3 problem that can be addressed with, you know, Sybil resistant systems. And that's like what we're experiencing right now with token farming, you know, from all these degens just creating multiple wallets and just rating protocols and
Just
like
waiting for the airdrop.
yeah, just
Yeah.
getting airdrops, right? And you know, you can create a fair drop system if you have, you know, carbon based, biometric based, you know, wallet checks, right? To say, oh, there's one person, one vote, one wallet, right? That's now possible with, you know, the Everest protocol. And even if you don't want to, you know, utilize the whole entire Everest stack of, you know, like KYC and AML protections, I do 1000% believe that there is a degen focused part of the SDK that can be utilized to make Web3 better, right? And I'm not saying use the entire Everest, you know, widget. I'm saying that choose pieces of it because it can be segmented and fragmented and appeal to every single person within the space, and they can choose which, you know, of those tools they want to utilize.
That's really cool.
Yeah. All right, Richie.
By the way, Bob was supposed to be here. He's a CEO of Everest, but he had to go early, so Yoshi filled in for him.
I think he missed his wife.
Yeah,
I think he legitimately just missed his family.
yeah,
Yeah, the man travels more than anyone I know. Like, I think he's only been home, and this is not an exaggeration, this year. I know we're like, 3 months in now, or 2 months. I think he's been home like a total of like 4 or 5 days.
wow.
Yeah,
I mean, you're a traveler as well.
yeah. I'm here with you right now, so I guess I'm not home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, who's got our next topic? All right, like Richie, Andrew, you got something you want to talk about?
I think we got to get back into cafeteria.
Okay, we got 18 minutes left on the clock, so let's make it count.
Yeah. Seamless. Let's go back to that buzzword. Instagram, TikTok shop. You want to buy something, it takes so many clicks. Conversion rate, it's not that great. So each little task that you need to complete is like a drop off point.
It-
What?
Not to cut you off, but I mean
Yeah.
that is a huge thing, right? I mean, having, not to call it an e-commerce business, but operating a website, right, for my brick and mortar store. Before Instagram and Facebook came out with their checkout platform
Yeah.
to sell on social media, it was a link that punched out to your website that you then had to add to cart, that you then had to enter your credit card information, that you had to enter your shipping information. That customer never came back to your post or your content ever, right? So what checkout did, which was great, it was a step forward. It's not perfect, but it allowed you to stay within the Facebook app, within the Instagram app, or even TikTok. Now you can stay within that app and do checkout, right? So like if you set up to have like your credit card in there, your billing, all that,
Yeah.
it's great, right? Like it's easier. From a business standpoint, we saw conversion rates increase because of that functionality, right?
Yep.
But to go a step further to kind of what you're talking about with Seamless, where you don't even leave the app, you don't even punch out, it just overlays.
You can still digest the content that you're watching.
Your eyes don't come off the creator. You don't come off the content.
By the way, we both keep all of us. Sorry, not both. All three of us. Actually, all four of us. Yoshi, I'm sorry. We keep on looking behind the camera. You guys can't see it.
Yeah.
Because there's like
Police and stuff.
yeah. Like, and
There's a lot of earpieces going on around us.
Yeah, they keep on looking at us too. Is like I guarantee you that like they might even be a little frustrated
Yeah.
because like, look, we gotta
Wrap it
lock
up.
this area
Wrap
down.
it
We gotta
up.
wrap it down because I'm gonna make a wager with you, and you guys aren't gonna take it because you're smart. I think as soon as we get up, RFK is gonna sit like right there. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Yeah, podcast it. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see him tonight, 5 p.m.
Yeah, 5 p.m. I would love to hear what he has to say. Why
Yeah.
not? We're here.
Fireside chat here at Ethereum Denver.
I'll ask him about Sybil resistant systems and see if I got him. Yeah. Let's see what he says.
Seamless.
Seamless.
Abstracted.
Oh God.
Well, explain that then, Richie. Explain that to everyone what that buzzword that you keep saying is.
Abstracted.
Abstracted.
Okay, yeah. So basically, that goes in line with mainstream adoption of Web3. How many people in the world would you say? Okay, no. Let's break it down. How many people in the world would you say understand crypto and they own crypto?
6% of Americans.
6% of Americans.
No, 6% own. They don't understand.
Fair
Yes.
enough. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
like my grandma, like maybe owns it, but she doesn't understand it. But so I would say even less.
Okay.
So, and people generally, I don't want to say lazy, but it takes a long time to learn about crypto, blockchain, privacy, wallet, seed phrases, security.
People don't understand
scams.
stocks.
Yeah, and then you want to go through all the rest of the stuff, and it's like, ugh.
And now we're talking about tokenizing stocks. So
Yeah.
we're going to tokenize something we don't even understand,
Yeah.
and we're going to put it on the blockchain.
And then we're
Exactly.
going to lend against it.
Yes.
Leverage.
Leverage, baby.
What I'm saying is people don't want to know about that stuff yet. Maybe they'll own it, 6% own it, but the rest of the world, it's like there's been way too many scams in crypto. And if you say crypto, if you say NFT, they're like, get away from me, dude. And we've experienced that Texas.
Yeah.
Do
yeah.
you want to talk about Bacon Club a little
Well,
bit?
yeah. So, I mean, 2 years ago, we took the concept of tokenizing a membership, right? And again, here's the word tokenization, and people are like, I don't really know what that is. We tried to take a monthly membership, gamify it through Web3, and allow people to still interact to get physical bacon shipped to their doorstep every month.
Yeah. So I basically
But
started.
we lost people at the word tokenized.
Yeah. And giving more context. Garrett, the other co-founder, is not here, but hello, Garrett, wherever you are.
Miss you, buddy.
Yeah. I reached out to like as many suppliers of bacon as possible in the United States. Peterson Farms, Neil, big shout out to you.
Great guy.
Yeah, great guy. He's like, yeah, I own a couple NFTs. Was that a good Texan?
That is the worst Texan accent I've ever heard.
Sorry,
By the way.
Neil.
I'm from Texas, by the way. All right. So
That's
just
why I
so
checked with you.
yeah, so I was like, no, man, that's not how we sound
Okay.
at all, right? This is no, absolutely not.
Okay, well, okay. Bad Texas accent. I'm sorry, people from Texas. I'm sorry, Jason.
Yeah.
But so yeah, he was into it. He's like, sure, like we could do a partnership. Boom, here's a video somewhere of me in Texas with a bunch of bacon. Anyways, fast forward.
You got to pause for a moment and like.
Here,
I don't have that clip, Richie. I don't have that.
I'll send it to you.
Okay. Are you
Yeah.
gonna send it to me today? Because I'm editing this today.
Oh, I'll find it.
Okay.
So we eventually put this thing together. We go, Jace came with us too to basically launch our NFT called Bacon Club live in front of a bunch of normies, Texan normies.
And there was an auctioneer
Yes.
guy. That guy was crazy.
He was crazy.
About
Do
$10.
you guys remember trying to explain what we were doing to people walking by our booth?
I did. I do it because I loved every second of it. I was like, this
Yeah.
is fun.
Yes.
It was hard.
We had to change our pitch very quickly because people do not understand NFTs. They don't understand crypto. We picked digital collectible, and then people started to understand. But that just, it goes with cafeteria as well. It's like, you can't say, hey, join my Web3 social app community platform. You'll probably get, if you're lucky, a couple 100,000 people come check it out, but you won't get that mainstream audience. People, they won't bother with it. So what we're trying to do is, hey, we're going to have some Web3 features, but it's going to be abstracted.
Okay.
So people won't know that they're using Web3, but they are.
They also don't have to use Web3.
Yes, exactly. So they don't have to use it. I think the technology has advanced, the past couple of years that we've been working on it, because it wasn't possible back then. You had to use like a Web3 auth to sign in and connect a wallet and tip, et cetera, et cetera. Now it's possible where you can literally abstract all of that, and people do not know that they're doing that. To give an example, I'm a huge fan of Reddit.
No, I don't believe you.
Huge fan.
Yeah, I know.
You could almost say I'm addicted.
You use old Reddit. You refuse to use
Oh,
the
yeah, okay, that is true. I hate the new Reddit. I always type in old Reddit. I don't know why.
You know how I know that you still use old Reddit?
'Cause I send you links. And
Yeah,
You
it's always
send
like-
me links with old in
Yeah.
front of it all the time. I'm like, what is this?
It's just less distracting. Okay, so anyways, I believe what they did with their NFTs was amazing. They were basically Web2 NFTs, different avatars. You can customize them. And then if you wanted to, you can put them on chain, which was a huge pain in the ass.
But it lets you take it a step further.
Yeah.
It gave that option. And I think this ties back to identity,
Yes.
is because Reddit allowed you to create your Reddit identity.
Yes. Yeah, that is true.
And then they sold all your data to Google for how much?
Oh, the AI? 60 million a year?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. That's a whole different topic. We have 9 minutes.
Yeah, wrap it up. Wrap
Okay,
up.
okay.
We need a closeout.
Okay, I'll close out. So, abstracted NFTs, digital collectibles. Um, so that's one aspect, one example of what we want to do with cafeteria to make the experience a pleasant one for not just Web3 and crypto savvy people, but also the mainstream users. Don't want to scare them away because, let's face it, we want mainstream adoption of Web3, blockchain, crypto, but you can't get there by shoving crypto and NFTs in people's faces yet. Maybe in the future. Earlier in the podcast, we were, talking about just not bringing up certain words. Um, so that's pretty much essentially like, well, so the e-commerce is e-commerce. Stripping that away, it's just selling something.
It's just commerce.
Yes, just commerce. So that's kind of what we are hoping the blockchain technology, crypto Web3 will be. You don't need to say those words.
Just
It's
technology.
just a part of the system. The whole reason for blockchain, I hope that wasn't too loud, I just slammed the table, is, verification, ledgers and stuff, making sure if I send you a tip because you're doing a stream, you actually get it, and it's not like faked on a database.
Right. It's taking a level of trust to a different level, right? Like,
Yeah.
don't trust, verify, right? And this allows you to verify, and it allows everyone to verify. So it's not just me saying, oh yeah, Richie paid me. Jace can pop on and be like, oh, Richie paid Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's transparent. We like that.
yeah.
All right. So, guys, we have 7 minutes. I think we should close it out because I'm certain somewhere in that crowd over there is a guy with an earpiece that's just like waiting for us to leave. Just hoping and praying that we'll get out of here.
Yeah.
So, closing thoughts about Web3, crypto. Do you think, I got the questions, and
Sure.
I'll go to you. One, do you think we're in a bull market or a bear market?
I think we are in between.
In between?
I think Bitcoin is doing well right now. The economy is still not doing too great.
Okay.
BlackRock and stuff, they're doing awesome. Of course, ETF. That's super cool. But a lot of people still can't afford. Normies can't afford to put a whole bunch of money into different coins. I think the economy needs to improve a little bit. So I think what it's going to do is all this hype around ETFs. Woo, like Bitcoin's going up, fantastic. I'm sure there'll be like a meme market soon. That always happens, but I see that not lasting as long as people want, and then it's going to go like sideways and then up when the economy improves, which is I think probably 2026.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew it. We got the 5-minute warning. That's
Yep.
why you saw me how the hand. All right, so Andrew, are we in a bull market or a bear market?
I agree with Richie. I think we're kind of just in between here, right? And I think a lot of the price movement that we're seeing is a lot of coins still follow Bitcoin, right? If Bitcoin's up, the coins are up. If the meme coins are a different story, right? I mean, we all had fun with those in a bear market. So, but but right now, we're really seeing the true metrics of what supply and demand look like, right? You have these ETFs coming in buying 10,000 Bitcoins a day. There's only 900 being minted.
That's what I'm talking about. My boy Andrew. He's looking at the stats.
That's the only graph that matters, right? This is pure supply and demand metric right now that's fueling this price. To your point with the economy, like the economy's not there to support this long-term growth. Right now, we're seeing a sole supply and demand.
Yeah,
I feel good. All right, you ready for mine?
yeah.
And you both know me. I'm grounded.
I'm just like thinking, oh, this is Sandwich Guy. Different story. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's it. Gosh, I gotta get a video so you guys can see Sandwich Guy. All right, so I'm gonna close out with my thoughts on it. I 1,000% believe we are in a bull market that's gonna melt faces, and it's simply supply shock. If you look at any of my tweets, I say 2 words all the time: supply shock. Andrew just basically stole my thunder with it, but he's right. The overall supply that's hitting, blockchain rewards all day. Every day in Bitcoin. I mean, there's just not enough supply in BlackRock.
And that's daily.
It's daily. It's only going up. The volume on the ETFs is only going up.
Well, you just had Bank of America and BlackRock come in?
Yeah, it's just
Or JP
Wells
Morgan
Fargo.
Wells Fargo came
Yeah.
in after saying they weren't going to do it.
Yeah.
Now they're like, oh, we
Yeah.
need to do this.
Yeah. So I don't think, to be a little bit more fair, I don't think altcoins will perform as well. Right.
The halving is coming.
I do think though Bitcoin's going to go parabolic. I think for the first time in a long time we're going to clearly distinguish between Bitcoin and crypto.
Is it going to hit $1 million?
Not this year, but I'm a major.
I mean,
bull.
like in the
Yes.
entirety. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to hit 5.
5 million.
It's going to hit $5 million.
Dang, I need to buy some Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody thinks I'm crazy for saying it, but
Oh, you
I'm
called it on Halloween.
Oh yeah, I did. I told everybody. I wore a Moon Man costume. I was like, we're in a bull market. Everybody said I was crazy. They're like, Chase.
It's kind of like bearish then at the time too, and you're like, I'm ready, and everyone's including
Because
me.
I looked at the data.
Yeah.
Data. I saw the supply. I was like, dude, nobody understands. If the ETFs get passed, they're gonna get sucked up, and it's a forcing function. And I knew right then, just by looking at basic math, we're in a bull market. All right, guys, we got 2 minutes left, so we're gonna close it up. So I'm gonna say thank you to Ethereum Denver for hosting this podcast, our very first podcast.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully it's not the last one. I don't think it will be. I want to thank.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Richie, thank you so much for coming out today. Andrew, thank you so much for coming out. And, I just want to thank both of them from the bottom of my heart for being my friends and sharing this wonderful experience with me. Richie, closing thought?
Cafeteria.chat.
Okay, like that.
Ooh.
Check it out. Keep
Nope.
your eyes peeled. Follow us on @Team@Cafeteria, Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. It's up to you. Free country.
How about Reddit?
What about Reddit?
Exactly. All right, Andrew, closing thought.
No, I mean, I'm just happy to be here. Really looking forward to kind of the future and coming back and talking about all the gains that we made in Cafeteria next year.
Yeah.
So I'm
When we have
talking
our
about-
booth. We are dedicated to having a booth.
Let's do it.
And what do you have to say about that, Yoshi? Okay.
I'm excited. All right. Okay. Well, all right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for tuning in and checking out LAV8 TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll catch you here next time on LAV8 TV. Peace.